Let's make sure this works. Ladies and DeGents, here for your Week 5 handicap. See Big Bucks Beta with the distinguished DeGents coming at you live. Here with me as always, Mansmann in the house. Perfect sweep on the Thursday night for you, sir.
We win, buddy.
We are winning. We'll get into my degeneracy later, but Mansmann, good call on the Chicago Bears. Hope you made bank with the Bucks. How are you feeling on this Friday night? Just coming off that easy Chicago win.
Yeah, feeling good, man. Feeling good. I also had an alternate under that if that had hit, I really would have made a lot. But you know what? Up about 3 units again from last night. The winning keeps rolling. I'm not as up as you. I'm not as up as you, but I'm up. I keep winning, and I'll just take my green wherever I can get it.
Well, you know, as much as I feel like I'm in the Matrix, you know, I got the deja vu cat going. Whoops.
He's got his sunglasses on.
I got the glasses because I'm staying cool.
He's dodging those L's. That's what he's doing. He's dodging that bad Commanders pick.
Yeah.
Washington Redskins, go yourself.
Yeah, literally. They just told me to go fuck myself with that pick. But yeah, I'll get straight to it. Pretty much all my Commanders picks went down the drain. But so what do, Mansmann? I do the big buck special. I just live bet some stupid odds and just throw a Hail Mary. And it fucking hit. Thank you, DJ Moore, by the way. I probably should go buy his jersey after that performance. I mean, fucking four units. 4 units, folks. I was only going to be down 2.5 units. Wasn't going to be down much. I bet 4 units in my degenerate state. Bears minus 13.5 over 51.5. Got 3-1 on it, but 4 units hit. Profited fucking 12 units out of it. Got 16 units back. So not only got rid of the losses from the other bets, I ended up profiting another 6. So the winning keeps going, folks.
Yeah. And I have to thank you, bro. You told me to hedge my bet, and that saved me. That got me the 3 unit hit I had. So
when you had told me, I think you bet you alternate spreaded it too, but like you spread it to like 50.5, I think it was.
No, I had it at 54, and they were scoring. So I did an over 50.5, trying the middle. Didn't get that, but that secured that bet. And then I hit another one that was like Curtis Samuel over yards, and got like 2 units back on that. That was a smaller bet though. It was 4-1, but I only bet like $5.
Well, and I remember what happened was we were talking too throughout the game, and you were gonna middle it, or you weren't even gonna middle it. You were gonna live bet it at an alt spread. Just to get one way or the other.
Made more money, but that's okay. I won. I'm a winner.
Well, the way the game was going and the way we thought it was going to go, you thought Chicago was going to like take the gas off the pedal, which they did.
Yeah, it wasn't your fault that the Commanders couldn't stop a fucking nosebleed last night. They were dreadful.
Yeah, they were horrible, and that's literally the recap of Thursday night. Commanders were fucking horrible in that game. Literally a fucking no-show at home. I don't know. Like, what's the flip side of this? Justin Fields, is he like having a resurgence all of a sudden? No, is he finally getting it? I mean,
no.
Two of the worst NFL defenses, and he's putting up some fucking crazy numbers. I mean, if Justin Fields is going to do this, I tell you what, folks, come week 6, whoever the Commanders are playing, you better fucking smash the other side, because this Commanders defense is probably just as dreadful.
I think Ron Rivera needs to find new employment. I think he's done. Like, I'd hand it over to Bieniemy and see what this team could do.
Well, doesn't it seem like that's going to be the impending move? Like Ron Rivera, I know he's the head coach, but
I think it should be this weekend. Like, I think Ron Rivera should be gone.
I can't fault you, and I don't think Commanders fans would fault you either. Let's be honest. I mean, Eric Bieniemy on offense. I mean, he's with what he's doing with Sam fucking Howell. I mean, this guy's like putting up stupid numbers.
To be fair, 20 points against the Bears is not. I don't know. It just didn't. See, I can't say that because clearly to you it didn't. To me, this just seemed like a spot where it's like this was a Bears game for some reason. But
Dick
yeah, the
Butkus,
offense.
R.I.P. By the way.
Oh yeah, Dick Butkus. Talk about like knowing. You see, Dick Butkus has done. I was like, oh shit, the Bears are definitely winning this game, and it really wasn't close.
I'll say this. You have a knack for when like certain players pass away and the news just breaks at the right time. You have a knack for finding those games, especially when they're underdogs and you just smash that fucking side. You don't even think twice.
Was stupid. I should have doubled down and live bet, but I didn't want to, like I didn't have a great feeling about last night's game, so I didn't want to blow my load on a game I didn't really like, but yeah, I really should have. You're 100% right. I saw Dick Butkus was out. I'm like, oh god, the Bears are going to win this game. I should have been all over that, but oh well.
It's Thursday. You made money. You profited. You know what that means? We profited Sunday. We profited last night. That must mean it's a Schlager Friday, sir.
Oh shit! There he goes.
There he goes. Yes, sir. Monty Mansmann to you, sir. You were correct. I was wrong. I shouldn't be drinking the Schlager, but
bro,
a hedge is a hedge.
You on Thursdays. Yeah, thank you for that. But yeah, you on Thursdays. Not what you want to see. But hey, you pulled it out.
I've had a horrible record for Thursdays, folks. I don't know what it is. I cannot handicap those to save my life. But I'm going to still throw them out there because if I am that bad, that just means you ignore me, you bet the other side, or you listen to Monty Mansmann. You're going to make money.
Then you wait till the second quarter to bet the team minus 13.5 and you win. So
yeah, big buck special. Why would I take a team plus money when I could take them at minus 13.5? I mean,
bro, you win, you keep it up, man. So good for you,
dude. All I need to do is win. It doesn't matter how. You just need to win.
You're damn fucking right, bro. It doesn't matter how. You in this business, you get some green, you profit some units. I mean, we're killing it this football season. I can't
our motto.
Oh, go ahead.
You have to remember, our motto is not have a positive record. Our motto is not, hit one time for big. Our motto is simple: make that motherfucking money.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how. The reason I'm not drinking Blaze right now and I'm drinking the ever-loving Goldschlager, I love tasting gold. I love feeling like a winner. And you know what? I profited 6 units off of, albeit horrible 3-1 same game live parlay, but it hit. I had a feeling it would hit. I had a feeling the over was going to hit. I had a feeling the Bears were going to smoke them. I knew I was wrong. I knew I was wrong early enough. You know what? I profited. At the end of the day, that's what it's about, making the motherfucking money. I made the motherfucking money. I get the gold. You guys can get the gold too out there. You just got to follow our page. You just got to listen to us. I'm not saying listen to every bet we make, but do your research. Do what you got to do. We've had technically 4 straight winning weeks at this point.
Yeah, this is the best. I can't remember a year where we've both done so fucking well. Like, it's crazy how well, like, normally it's either one or the other. And, like, for us to both sort of be, like, just raking this football season is insane. Like,
maybe we're just getting better. I don't know. But anyways, any final takes on the Thursday night game? Let's knock this out because we do have a short slate this week. It's week 5. That means we are into the bye weeks.
Yeah.
So let's do the Thursday night recap.
Yeah, just real quick, because we got a lot of it. I don't really make a change to the Bears. This is sort of a throwaway to me with them. I'm not really upgrading them that much. Significant downgrade to Washington. Their defense is terrible, and they came out flat as a pancake last night.
I'm not going to completely upgrade the Bears, but what I will say is that they've looked really good against bad defenses, primarily Denver, primarily Washington. But I think the whole knack of Justin Fields is a bust. Justin Fields might be proving it wrong. I think it's like 10 touchdowns, 1 pick. in the last two
He's
games.
discovered DJ Moore and needs to keep throwing to him.
Yeah. I will say the injuries at running back are very, 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 very concerning to me. And I don't know if it's going to be sustainable for long. But I will say, give Justin Fields one more year. That 7.5 over-under profit bet might make sense next year. I'm saying might. I don't know yet. We don't know what the teams are going to do. But if Justin Fields continues to show this type of competency, I'm not saying he's going to win every game, but the Bears might be on to something.
Let's be honest, they've won a game a year right now. It was 347 days since their last win. So
that's true. And let's be honest, they were also close to an earlier win last week. Green Bay, I think they're falling to grace. I think later in the year, if Green Bay starts tanking, that could be a question, down the line. I know it's very early, and I'm not trust me, I'm not a Justin Fields bumper humper, but at the same time, I can't discount what he's done in the last two games. Justin Fields did not, and let's be honest, looking at the last year, looking at the games before, Justin Fields was known for blowing these games, throwing bad picks, not knowing what he was doing. Literally, the quarterback school was making fun of him because he was making bad reads. Last two games, he's looked pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see if it continues.
So if it continues, I'm actually pretty hyped for him. I won't root for anyone's demise, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, folks, I think it's time. We need to jump to the week 5 handicaps. 4 teams on bye this week: LA Chargers, Seattle Seahawks, Cleveland Browns, and finally the Tampa Bay Bucks are on bye this week. We are kicking this off, though, with Money Mansmann's team, the Buffalo Bills, catching 5.5 in London as the designated home team. Jacksonville, first time in history as the designated home team in London. They are looking at a plus, what the hell? There we go. Plus 194. The over-under is at 48.5. And Money Mansmann, it's always your team. I always give you the honors. I remember in the recap you mentioned if anybody had the balls, you would just take the Jags plus 5.5. Do you care to elaborate on that? Have you had a change of heart?
Really, if you remember the game last year in Jacksonville, Josh Allen really, and this is sort of a recurring theme. I don't know. The Bills seem to have problems with the Jaguars the past couple times they played them. I don't really know why that's the case. They're just one of those teams that sort of, I don't know, the Bills struggle against. They've had their problems against the AFC South sometimes too. I don't know why that is. But if you're a Bills fan and watch, you know that Jacksonville is just one of those teams they struggle against. And this is just the absolute worst possible spot. When you think about it, Jacksonville has been in London all week waiting for the Bills. The Bills are coming off, I don't want to say it's their Super Bowl, but it was a big statement win. The Bills were tired of hearing about the Dolphins. Massive home win, Super Bowl type win with them doing
Could I meet you in the middle? Sorry to interrupt, but I'll meet you in the middle. It was a system play. Josh Allen always beats the Dolphins.
Well, especially at home, too.
And especially
the Bills generally struggle. If you look the past couple of years, they've actually struggled in their games after the Dolphins game. I think they might have played Jacksonville after the Dolphins last year, too, and struggled in that game. I'm not 100%.
They struggled in the playoffs when it was Skylar Thompson. It was supposed to be a blowout, and for some reason, it ended up being closer than it should have been.
Yeah, look, I can't bet against the Bills because they're my team. I also think it's tough to bet against the Bills because, you're going to look really fucking stupid if the Bills are on. They'll win this game by 30. But I just have a really bad feeling that I'm going to be pissed off in the morning because this just looks like such a bad spot, especially with Jacksonville, waiting in London after the Bills had this big win at home against a division rival. This looks like the letdown spot of all letdown spots. I don't really think the number is good, to tell you the truth. Seems a little low to me. I think they might be factoring into the fact that they're going to London.
It's a weird number. 5.5 is a weird number.
This scares me. Go ahead. Tell me
London game part. It's London game part 2, Jason. Jags are a designated road team. It's against your Bills, and you know what this means. Smash the under. This is literally this was one of my best underplays.
Yeah,
this is a combination. Yeah, this is a combination of Jags going up against stiffer competition. It's a Bills-Jags game where, just like you mentioned, weird things do tend to happen. 6 straight matchups, the games have ended either by 7 or 3. By the way, that's a margin play for those of you out there if you want a hint. One of 2 possibilities is probably happening here, in my opinion. Number 1 is Jacksonville's defense magically steps up, like the Jets kind of did on Monday night, and they make Josh Allen do some sort of hero ball nonsense. The score is going to stay relatively low because it'll be 3rd and long. Their offensive line gets a penalty left and right. That's bullshit half the time. Jags, keep it relatively close, not necessarily because they deserve to, but just because of how the game flow goes. The other possibility is that Josh Allen does Josh Allen things. He fucking goes off with Stephon Diggs for another 3 touchdowns each, and it's a repeat of the Miami game. I mean, there's literally, for me personally, there's just no in between. And Trevor Lawrence, I mean, you look at his game performance the last couple games, he has seriously regressed. He only has 2 touchdowns in his last 3 games. And, is Josh Allen going to go for another 3? I don't really know. But the Jags haven't really been that stellar on offense. And not to mention Von Miller, my fucking guy, Von Miller, is expected to return to this game. So he's coming off fresh, especially losing Tre'Davious White. I think that's going to make up for that deficit too. Not necessarily in that position, but at least you get Von Miller back. So you lose one, but gain one in another sense. And Bills, like you said, they're coming off a big divisional win. Now they have to travel to London. Jags have had an extra week there. I could see the Bills getting off to a slow start. And, a couple small mistakes might change the course of the game. That's what concerns me. So I lean 5.5 in favor of the Jags, but I think the Bills are winning this. I don't see this Jacksonville team with what they've done, especially watching them against Atlanta last week. It wasn't like they were fucking spectacular. It wasn't like it was a 40-3 blowout.
Well, Desmond Ridder sucked.
Well, yeah, Desmond Ridder sucks. That was the takeaway from that game. It wasn't like Trevor Lawrence. Oh my God, great game. Trevor Lawrence, look at all these stats. But literally, the takeaway was Desmond Ridder did nothing.
I gotta say,
and Josh Allen's not going to come in and not do anything.
The under's intriguing. Jacksonville team under is more intriguing. Because the Bills, there's a lot of variance in terms of what their game is going to look like. But I think either way, I think if the game is close, I think it's because Jacksonville's defense is showing up, not because of Jacksonville's offense. I can't see the Bills defense giving up 34 points in this game. What do you know offhand? I could look at that if you need me to.
You look that up. I'll mention this. Bills are only 2-5 ATS versus the AFC South since 2020, which is actually why I lean towards the 5.5. You could play the Bills at -240, honestly, because I just don't think the Jags are good enough to beat this Bills team on their worst day, which is odd because we saw the Jets do it, but I just think that was a weird, fluky spot. I've seen what they've been doing, and if Josh Allen just plays in the middle between his least confident game and his second worst, I still think he beats this Jags team, in my opinion. So my play for this game, I actually played the under 48.5, and I played the Bills money line parlay special on FanDuel, by the way. If you do same game parlay, you probably only get 1-5. Or sorry, not 1-5. That's a fucking dumb number. You probably get plus 150. If you hit the parlay special on FanDuel, you get plus 170. So I played the plus 170 Bills to win under 48.5. I don't necessarily expect a blowout, but I do think the Bills will find a way to go into London, get the win. And like I mentioned before in the last handicap last week, the Jags have actually been really bad in London. They don't tend to win a lot there.
Yeah, this
And
is money. This is money. FanDuel, Jacksonville total points, 21.5. Under 21 is minus 128. Wow.
With Von Miller coming back?
I swear to God.
What's the under? What's the money line on that under?
Minus 128. Under 21 and a half.
I might play. See, I could play a unit on that, but I don't know if that's. See, I think that tells you everything you need to know. That tells you Jacksonville's not going to do much against this Bills team. The question really is the Bills going to show up?
The question is, would you prefer Jacksonville like 20 and a half at, even money?
Like closer to even?
Well, think about it. The Dolphins.
Yeah, I would.
20,
I would. I bet it under. It's the Jags. I mean, the Dolphins, I would have expected to score 20 against the Bills. That makes more sense than the Jags fucking doing it.
Yeah, wow.
And
I
mean, I could try to pull the numbers up, but I don't even think the Jags have scored 20 against the Bills since Tyrod Taylor was a goddamn quarterback.
I don't even know if they did in that game. I know what you're referring to. 13-6 is coming to mind in that game.
That does sound right. Let's see. Jags, 2018, 21, Bills 24, Jags 21, Bills 28 in 2016. So
God, that
20 and a half
so easy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, are you scared that your Bills defense doesn't show up for this game at all?
No, I'm scared the other way. I'm scared the Bills don't score because Josh Allen does YOLO balls. And Josh Allen YOLO balls, there'll be turnovers unless he fumbles, which is a possibility. Josh Allen, he'll throw. There was actually a stat on another podcast I listened to. Josh Allen supposedly in his career has never had 2 turnover-free games in a row in his career. Do you believe that?
Didn't he just do that?
No, because remember, he had a YOLO ball interception against the Commanders.
Oh, that's right. He did.
He is supposedly, I don't know, but he's never had 2 turnover-free games in a row in his career.
Yeah, no, I might wait till closer to game time. If the Jags get to 20 and a half, I might bet the under. Oh God. Last point I'll make. Bills first half 2-0 on the road. Jags, I want to say, is the designated home team, but then again, that fucking kind of breaks the point of the whole neutral site. But seems to be like Bills on the road, they tend to do better than at home.
I think too, it comes to that stat I mentioned earlier in the year. I think Trevor Lawrence is considered to be one of the worst first half quarterbacks in football.
He is pretty rough. Maybe you play Bills first half, but we'll leave it at that. We're going to jump into this next. Hopefully we'll jump into the next game. Here we go. All right. Dummy game number 1 of the week. We got the Detroit Lions laying 9.5 at home against the Carolina Panthers and rookie quarterback Bryce Young. Bryce Young, plus 385 road dog. Detroit Lions 1-5 home favorite, minus 500. Over under 43.5. I guess it's my turn to go first. And let me just start out by saying, folks, that there's a lot to take away from this game, but God, I don't even really know where to begin. So I guess I'll start with Detroit. Detroit has been historically bad against this Carolina Panthers. 1-4 straight up in their last 5 head-to-head matchups. Detroit 3-8 overall. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds are very hurt. They're either a no-show at practice or they're very limited. Detroit as a home favorite, if you heard me the last couple of weeks, it scares the shit out of me. But for once, I actually think it's justified. 9.5 home favorite. It is a lot. They haven't been really favored this big at home since November of 2017. They were a 10-point home favorite against Cleveland. They did win. They did cover. This is the question of, do you want to take Dan Campbell, who has been really fucking good lately, or do you want to take Frank Reich, who I just think he walked himself into a horrible situation, has a quarterback he doesn't know what he's doing with. Dan Campbell's only loss at home as a favorite was against the Seattle Seahawks. 4-2 straight up in ATS. Lions are 12-2 ATS in the last 14, 6-1 ATS in the last 7 home games. I mean, the Panthers are like literally a centimeter away from auto fade. They're 1-5 straight up, 1-4-1 ATS in their last 6. They haven't even scored above 17 points all season. This Detroit defense contained Patrick Mahomes. They contained Desmond Ridder and Love to under 20 points. So really the question is, can Jared Goff at home score more than 20 or 21? I think it's painfully obvious. The answer is yes. I have not seen it sucks because I really love the Panthers in the preseason, but Bryce Young has not done anything otherwise this preseason or this regular season to convince me otherwise that like taking them plus the points, let alone the money line, makes any sense. Safer plays, if you guys want to be cute, I'm taking this prop play, Panthers under 16.5. It's plus 105 right now on DraftKings. And this is an underplay for me as well. I don't even think we went over the underplay for the Jags Buffalo game. I kind of leaned into it.
I think we were both. Both under. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is another underplay, under 44.5 for me, just because I don't see Bryce Young on the road against Detroit, who's red hot right now. I tried looking for the angles, but I don't see it. So, Monty Mansmann, what's your take here?
Yeah, this game, first off, this might be my survivor play this week. Detroit may be my survivor play. Load up on your rushing props, boys and girls, because Carolina has a bottom 5 rush defense. And the big difference why I lean Lions in this game. First off, 9.5. It's a little high for my liking, but
well, again, like it's been 6 years since the Lions have been this big of a home favorite.
Yeah,
let's start there.
The key is the Detroit defense. That's the big difference. I know Detroit's sort of banged up offensively, but they've had 10 days to recover after that Green Bay game. And no offense, like their offensive line against Green Bay. David Montgomery certainly looked fine, and I expect him to feast again this week. So
benching him this week. Jesus Christ.
This week you load up on your Lions rushing props, and you bet the Lions. And like I said, this is probably going to be my survivor play. I'm not going to make this my best bet because the line, I don't really like the number here, but. Yeah, that definitely.
And Carolina, for some reason, just has great success against the line. Like, if you were one of those people out there who literally do nothing but just bet the trends, this would be a Carolina money line play. And this is like one of the few times I don't see it. This isn't a Cam Newton. This isn't even like I hate to say it, and again, because I have to admit I'm wrong. I don't think Bryce Young is even as good as Kyler Murray. Like. I don't see the play here. I think Frank Reich is the wrong coach for this Carolina Panthers team for what they want for Bryce Young. I think they're just trying to revive a Cam Newton situation. So, yeah, no, Detroit all the way. Detroit minus 9.5, Detroit money line. And I'm going under, too. I don't see Carolina really doing much. I think Detroit's defense shows up at home.
This feels a lot like it could be like the Atlanta game, 23-6. Where Detroit's offense just sort of like grinds the damn Panthers into submission and Bryce Young gets like sacked 6 times. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that boat. Any final takeaways before we move on?
No, agree with your plays, but I would add, I guess my prop play of the week, if you want to have that, Lions rushing, I'd get all over that.
Depending on how many units you play, I might hop on you with that because I'm with you there. All right, Houston catching 1.5 as a road dog, plus 110 after beating the Steelers. Over-unders 41.5. The Atlanta Falcons coming back from London, 1.5 point favorites now, minus 130 on the money line. Money Mansmann, Atlanta is back at home. Desmond Ridder is back at home. Desmond Ridder supposedly is really good at home. What's the play here? Are you backing the Rids or?
This isn't a high confidence play. This is probably a teaser play. You know my rule, especially since I changed my handicapping after the first 2 weeks. When in doubt, take the underdog. Look to the underdog first and sort of find a way not to play them. This is one of those where I hate to do it because Houston is getting a lot of love now. You're literally buying at like the highest point you could buy. But you look at the teams, you look at the stats, and I mean, again, the trend lines favor Atlanta, especially at home. They're good at home, but like Houston passes the ball, they can't run. Atlanta's strength on defense, at least for the first 4 games, has been their pass defense. You look sort of similarly with Atlanta. You know, I think Houston better against the run than the pass, but Atlanta. So it's a very close game statistically. Atlanta's at home, but like you can't ignore how Houston's playing. So for me, it's a close game. And when in doubt, I'm going to take the points. So I'd lean Houston here, but again, probably more of a tease play for me because, you know, I could see this game being close. Like I do. This reminds me of Detroit with like Dan Campbell. I think Houston's going in the right direction. I said they were going to be a feisty team, but I didn't expect they'd be a feisty team with a quarterback. And it looks like they may be a feisty team with a quarterback.
Yeah. So. Well, I'm glad you leaned into the side of Houston because you leaned into my dog of the week.
See, that's a little much for me. Okay.
Now, mind you, this goes against some of my trends. AFC non-conference road team. They're coming off a big win. They're going on the road against a team who just lost overseas to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going against Desmond Ridder at home, who I will say he's undefeated throughout college, NFL, hasn't lost at home since high school. Yeah, I'm going to sound like an idiot here. The Falcons have been undefeated straight up at home as favorites since last season. The Steelers just ran an offense against this Texans team where their quarterback really couldn't pass the ball. They had to rely on the run. The Texans not only shut that shit down for 225 yards of total offense, they shut him down for 6 fucking points. Last week, I literally thought the Steelers would be able to do more. My dumbass forgot about how much Matt Canada sucks. In my opinion, this Atlanta Falcons team is like the NFC version of the Steelers. They have a quarterback who cannot fucking throw to save his life. They have a team who is solely relying on the fucking rush offense. And this is a defense who, let's be honest, they're going up against a guy in CJ Stroud who is cooking more than Trevor Lawrence. I may have been wrong about the rookie quarterback of the year. I'm not wrong about Desmond Ridder, though. That guy is not NFL caliber compared to CJ Stroud right now. The Falcons have not covered great as home favorites, 3-3 ATS in their last 6. If I'm taking the Falcons at a 50% chance to cover 1.5, the Falcons have piss poor starts to games, 0-4 ATS in the first half. Their 7 non-division home games, their 1 win past 3 points was against the Niners where they won by 14 in a weird fucking start. Where the rest of those games were 3 points or less of a difference. For me, this is a spot where the Falcons' luck has to run out. The Texans do seem like the hot team here. And I honest to God think that like they're a better version of the Jags. And I just saw what the Falcons did against the Jags. So Houston Texans dog of the week plus 108.
Can't fault you, man. They're a trendy pick right now.
Plus 110.
Can't fault you. I'll go under for this one just because. Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm actually going over. I forgot. I'm going against the trends there just because I expect the game to be close. And I could see Houston scoring. And I think the game will be close and the over-under is pretty low. So even though I think the Falcons, like 8 of their last 10 at home have gone under, I'm actually leaning over.
So I also am playing the over, but my different take on this one, I think Houston's going to blow them out in the first half. Kind of like I'm actually expecting I'm expecting a very similar, like either Atlanta Green Bay type game, or I'm expecting a very similar, like Houston Pittsburgh, where Houston's going to do a lot in the first half, but second half, maybe take their foot off the gas pedal. And like I mentioned, Atlanta is not good in the first half, and I think this is for Houston to rack up as many points as they can. And what I could see happening is Houston maybe gets 10 points all in the second half, but Atlanta starts trying to come back at home, and it ends up being a lot closer than it should be. And it's like a false score where, oh, look, Atlanta, like they covered less than the touchdown. I'll take that in the next game, but you forget that they were down by 20 at one point.
Yeah, what is hold on 1 second. I'm going to try and find, because this might be a good bet if you agree with Big Bucks here. Wow. First half over, Texans 9.5 minus 130 on the over.
Ooh,
that could be if you agree with Big Bucks.
Big play. It's going to take some big nuts, but 9.5. That does seem. You know what? That's a big nuts, big bucks beta play. I got to hit that. That's
all right. I may tell you.
Yeah, no, that. I'm gonna hit that.
I honestly, I wouldn't mind 10.5 either. This could be. They could get 13.
Now, mind you, I did play Texans first half. They were plus half a point at the time I bet it.
Oh, I like that. See, I don't know. I may have to look into that more. This wasn't one of my first half plays. I got a couple that I'm looking first half on. But this was not one of them.
No, but anyways, we'll jump into the next FanDuel game, which, by the way, I'm going a little bit out of place, but I'm going to try and make this work.
Yeah,
so, Tennessee Titans, they're going back on the road after the big win against Cincy. Laying 2.5 now. They were a 1-point road dog. Now a road favorite, minus 2.5, minus 136 against AR-15, Anthony Richardson, and the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, plus 116, home underdog, plus 2.5. Over-under is 42.5. Money Mansmann, did you get the number you were looking for?
Did I get the number I was looking for in this game?
No, I thought you were looking for something in the Texans game.
Oh, no. What I was looking for was the 9.5 first half. Total points. 9.5.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's minus 130 still on FanDuel.
Oh, is this your go for this game, or am I supposed to go?
Yeah, no, I'll go. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you go. You go.
So let me give you a fair warning. Keep in mind, folks, this season I've gone 1-3 against betting on Titans games this year. That one win was actually a push at 3 week 1. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, I've lost 3 straight weeks betting on Titans games.
It couldn't have been week 1 because Oh no, it was. Oh, I was thinking Jaguars Colts. Never mind. My bad.
No,
Go ahead.
So, anyways, I'm getting the Titans against the Colts. Yeah, give me that shit all fucking day. Titans have won and covered 5 straight against the Colts. Ryan Tannehill 6-1 straight up as a Titan against the Colts. Titans have covered 4 in a row as underdogs against division opponents, which was the line originally, but now they're favorites. Depends on what your argument is on whether you really want to change that or not. The fact that the Colts are now, home dogs, it does seem weird considering how much they just came back against this Rams team. But they were awful as home favorites, 1-5 straight up in ATS since last season. That one win, by the way, that was the system play against Jacksonville. They've lost 5 straight as road dogs. My numbers are all messed up. Bottom line here, it's a flow chart system play situation. Titans are playing the Colts. The Titans usually win. The number's still low enough for me, so I'll take the Titans. I'll take the points, but lower confidence than when I bet it, because I did bet the Titans as an underdog at money line because
you got them as an underdog. See, it's weird because I don't know if I should be betting early or not, because it seems like some plays I want to make, I'm finally going to get closing line value, but then you remember earlier in the year I was getting screwed all the time.
So, pro tip out there, folks. One of the pro tips I heard on another podcast, by the way, I can't take full credit. Look at your budget. Look at what your payroll is. Look at your bankroll. If you can afford to bet early and sprinkle things here and there, plus make your bets come game time, start making those bets.
Oh, yeah. If
your bankroll is minimal and you're just trying to profit, it actually behooves you to wait and see what the line is closer to game time and just be smarter about the plays then. Because think of it this way. You could have got the Titans +1, but now it's Titans 2.5.
Yeah.
If you had the bankroll, you could have middled. But
which at the end of the day doesn't – I mean, I know this is going to sound like a Barney thing, but let's be honest. Like, +1, -2 – okay, there's a little bit of difference there. I mean, we have seen it impact the games, but for the most part, not really. I just stopped betting early because I kept getting killed with closing line value. I always seemed to be on the wrong side of like every game, and it always moved against me. So it was like I was just getting frustrated about that. No, but this pick, very quick, flow chart game, AFC South. I tend to play the flow chart.
Yeah.
So Tennessee is really the only pick I'm interested in. For the reason, I'm not even going to repeat them. You had all my numbers. So, yeah, that's the thing.
I got over 42.5 here on this game. I do think Ryan Tannehill does. It's weird. He hasn't shown up lately on the road. I think he is a bit overdue. But AR-15, I mean, even when he was down, he came back and got some, he got a couple touchdowns here and there. He's been looking pretty good lately. So, 42.5 just seems low for this type of matchup. So, I could see this being 24-20.
I think I went under or leaned under because I think 7 of the last 8 Titans games, and I think there are 2 games against the Colts last year, both went under. So I leaned to the under.
That's fair. Now I'll go over on this game. Not a close good pick though.
But yeah, I don't have a lot of high over under games. Just a couple that I like.
Gotcha.
So, okay.
All right. We're jumping all over the place on my chart, but that's okay. We're going to the next game. The New York Giants, coming off that bad Monday night loss against the fucking Seattle Seahawks, now have to go on the road, taking 11.5 +490 road dog against the Miami Dolphins, also coming off a loss against the Buffalo Bills. Laying 11.5 -670, over under is 47.5. Monty Mansmann, this is the chalkiest game on the card. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so my thoughts about this is, I have 2 bets I really like. Gonna wait to see if I could get under 7 for this. This is first the Money Mansmann first half play of the week. Honestly, Dolphins -7.5 will probably be good too. But Dolphins first half 7.5, 6.5. It really doesn't matter. The Giants, if you were watching Monday Night Football, I think they've been scored like 70-3 in the first half this year. They are like the worst first half team in the world. And this Dolphins team,
they're one of the worst.
And this Dolphins team, you remember, Tua good at home. They're coming off a tough loss where they got a little, embarrassed by the Bills. You better believe that they're coming to fuck some shit up. And no offense, I mean this Giants team, we've seen them; they're terrible. So maybe maybe the Giants will show some pride later in the game. But I think 11.5. You'd probably hit that too, because I think the Dolphins are going to roll here. But definitely Dolphins first half is the way to go in this, because again, I think the Giants can score a little, but this Giants defense has not shown any ability to really sort of stop anybody from doing anything like ever. And not in the Miami Heat. I don't see it.
Well, I think the weather was supposed to be cooler. I think it's supposed to be cloudy or rainy, but I'm not a weather guy. I'm not a weather handicapper. Like, I'm not one of those people. Yeah. Just, I don't know, man. I'm surprised this isn't a bigger whale game. Like, I'm surprised like this number hasn't jumped like another 6 points. Like, I did this shit last week. I'm surprised I'm not doing it again.
People are scared of the dog. People are scared of betting big favorites, though. That's just early in the year. A lot of dogs. People are afraid. Like,
I mean, does this number matter? Like, are you really going to fade Tua and the Dolphins after they just lost to Buffalo?
That's the thing.
Like,
after
really?
Seen against Denver, like, basically, if the Dolphins are on, this is like a 24-point win.
Are you fucking kidding me? Take the Fins. I would bet them. You know what? Like, I'm gonna have to start a new thing on this podcast. We're gonna start a bet the mortgage. This is the bet the mortgage game. And as you mentioned, Giants have the worst first half record and first half start to any team this season. 9 points across 4 games in the first half. They might be getting Saquon Barkley back, but I don't even think that fucking matters, truth be told. Historically speaking, the Giants, they do lead head-to-head matchups. None of those have been with Daniel Jones. His other 2 games against AFC East teams, he's 0-2 straight up. Both of those were in 2019. I don't really think he's changed since then. Daniel Jones, he's won 6 in a row against the AFC. 10-1. 10. Wait, that doesn't. We'll just say 10. All right, we're gonna ignore it. Oh yeah, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1,047 yard stat line in those games. But I mean, look at him lately. He's been downright awful.
I'm not concerned about Danny Dimes. He might play a good game, but you look at it, the Giants don't do anything good. They don't do anything well. Their defense is terrible too.
This Dolphins team just 2 weeks ago was a Super Bowl contender. And I was with you on this. I actually favor the 7.5 first half line a lot better than the fucking 11.5. Because what I could see happening is the Dolphins blowing out the fucking Giants, taking their foot off the gas pedal, albeit they didn't do it against Denver, but it's not like they had to. The Giants defense could actually fucking tackle people.
But no,
Tua 7-3 versus. Yeah, I mean, for fucking real. Tua 7-3 versus the NFC, 1-0 against the Giants in his career. That was against Mike Glennon. So this is the first time we're getting a real head-to-head matchup. I guess the concern here is, do you think this is a trap game for the Dolphins? I thought it was last week, and I even said that.
Just lose to Buffalo the way they did. But, bro, yeah, I think the Dolphins are a little pissed off that they went to Buffalo and got their doors blown off.
Yeah, I mean, it's absurd. I don't expect another 70-pound slugfest on the Dolphins, but I mean, bet the mortgage, folks. This isn't even close. I don't get it.
And by the way, a little fun tidbit. Little fun tidbit. The Giants, after going to Miami to play the Dolphins, they have yet another primetime game next week against the Bills. So they better hope that gets flexed out or maybe. What's the Bills line going to be there? Minus 14, I think.
Is this going to be 3 weeks in a row of bet the mortgage just against the Giants? Like, this is absurd.
If the Bills lose against the Jaguars next week, the Bills will be my survivor play if I'm still alive.
I can't fault you there, dude. Like, that is literally, like, that is the most ridiculous thing.
Oh, by the way, this is another one of my best bet games. My best bet over under. Love the over.
You love the over on this game.
Yeah.
Care to elaborate?
You know the Dolphins are going to put up 30.
It's 47 and a half.
Miami has no defense, though. Miami has no defense. The Giants could put up 17 in this game in garbage time. And the Dolphins, I mean, let's be honest. The Dolphins put up 70 against Denver. They could put up 50 in this game. Like, they can put up 50 if they need to. I don't see this being the Giants scoring 3 points again. I think they will get some points. It's just Miami's going to have a lot more. This, to me, is a deadbolt over game. Deadbolt over.
I disagree. I lean under here. And this is I don't think this is going to be a Denver game where it's a 70 burger. But the Giants just don't score in the first half. And my concern is that in the second half, especially with Vic Fangio as that defensive coordinator, like, don't get me wrong, I know it's suspect at times.
At times?
I saw Danny Dimes at his best against Seattle. He still threw a pick 6 in the fucking red zone.
His best against Seattle? The guy got sacked 15 times.
I mean, what is Miami going to do?
Miami doesn't have a defense, bro. You were watching last week. See, I can't get behind you on this.
If the number wasn't so high, I'd agree with you. This would be an over. But I think 47 and a half is too much. Because I could see this being a 30-10. I could see this being 30-3 all throughout the fourth. Miami runs the ball to fucking to Ashney. You know, they hand it off to him. The Giants actually tackle him, so it just kills clock. That's my big concern. Are the Dolphins just going to kill clock to win this game?
Yeah, and call it 25th ranked rush defense, 29th defense scoring was.
I tell you what, if Saquon plays, hit the over. If he doesn't, hit the under.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe best bet over here. I think the Dolphins could get 50 against this team.
We'll agree to disagree. We'll jump into the next one here. Looks like we got New Orleans traveling to the New England Patriots. Wait, did I fucking... No, I did. Nope, that's the next game. Okay, I just want to be sure. New Orleans, 1 point road dogs, technically, minus 102 in a pick'em against the New England Patriots and Mac Jones. Both teams coming off losses. Over under 39 and a half. The Patriots are minus 116. Technical home favorites. Yeah, Mansmann, are you wasting any money on this game? You better have a good reason.
No. I actually have New England in the pick. I'm not really sure why. Oh, I know why. The trend, New Orleans has won 4 straight on the road against the AFC East, I think it is. I think it's the AFC East. Hold on, let me just quick. AFC East. Yeah, covered 4 straight on the road against the AFC East. And I would generally favor them in this game, considering that Mac Jones is crumbling before our very eyes. The problem is I have no idea what Derek Carr is right now. He wasn't that good to begin with. I don't know, what percentage.
Wait, hold on. The same guy who told me week 1, Derek Carr was a good starting quarterback. Now you're saying
it's not looking good, buddy. Buddy, it's not looking good. Let's just say that. I was really good on the Matt Ryan one. This may be my comeuppance for Matt Ryan.
I appreciate that. Okay, continue, sir.
But yeah, so I would really want to bet New Orleans, but coaching advantage to the Patriots. They're at home. I know Mac Jones is self-combusting. I find it hard to bet against New England, but this is a total pass game for me. I want nothing to do with this. I probably won't really Maybe I'll play like a team total under, but I don't know if I could put any money on this game really at all.
Yeah, I didn't want to waste any of my money on this game either, and it's a fucking shame because I literally saw like this was a pick'em between two shit teams, so I added this into my teaser at +6, and it was
I was gonna say, yeah, maybe a teaser play, Saints,
and not even that I like the Saints, but I was like, there's no way this game ends in more than 7. Like it's absurd.
Can Mac Jones score more than 7 points at this
both
point?
these teams suck. They're just no good. Like. There's no way this game ends in a blowout, in my opinion. Other than the under in this play, I don't know how you fucking played this game on any side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tease it. That's what you do. You take your 6-point teaser, and that's what you do. I think.
If I had to make a pick, and mind you, if I had to make a pick, I lean the Saints. It's not by much. And it's because they're the 1-point road dog. I don't fucking know which other way to go. Like, when in doubt, you take the points. Since Tom Brady left, the Patriots have both lost to Derek Carr and they lost to the New Orleans Saints separately. The Saints do perform better on the road. They are 1-1 straight up, but that loss was a fourth quarter comeback to the Packers, if you remember, where Carr had a 17-0 lead. And if you remember Monday night, they were beating the Panthers pretty good too until the Panthers started coming back. So maybe it's a Saints first half play here, but Saints have won their last 2 outright as road dogs. They've covered 3 in a row as road dogs. Belichick is a different beast at home. Pats have gone 5-1 straight up, 4-2 ATS as home favorites since last year. I know the Pats looked horrendous last week against the Cowboys, so maybe this is like the bounce back week, but
Saints didn't look good last week either, though.
I know, but I don't know if catching the Saints at home is the move. Like, is it really class relief? I mean, like the Patriots, they barely beat Zach Wilson.
Let's be honest, the Jets was class relief for them. Like,
yeah, like that's the question. Do you if the Saints are class relief for the Pats, go bet the Pats. For me, I don't think they are. Like, it's close, but I don't really know. And like the second easiest game they had after Zach Wilson was Tua and the Dolphins, where they lost by 7. I will put Derek Carr in the middle between Tua and Zach Wilson in theory, but God, Derek Carr is playing so bad with the Saints team.
The injury concerns me. That's concerning.
The injury concerns with the New England Patriots. They lost Matthew Judon.
Yeah, that's
like I don't know. Like you get Belichick as a 1-point pick 'em at home. You rarely want to fade it, but like this is I think this is the spot you do it. Like I'm not betting my money on Mac Jones, who's a dirty, fucking terrible player. By the way, here's what really kicked it for me. This is why I'm taking the Saints. Mac Jones, 0-5 at home against the NFC.
Yeah,
so Saints to win.
I think they need to bring in the old Zapper. I think it's
big old Zappy.
Yeah. Obviously, I think I'll save us both the time. Anything under here? What's the number for this under right now?
39.5.
Oh, that's low. Be my under of the week otherwise. But yeah, under is the only play in that game.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you said that. This is my under of the week. And for obvious reasons. I mean, neither of these offenses have really excelled. Yeah, and let's be honest, regardless of how this game goes, I don't see but Saints still have a good defense. Saints, I don't even think have really given up that much all season. I could pull it up real quick. I think New England's defense, especially with Matthew Judon out, I could see Derek Carr. This would probably be like, if I really wanted to be cute, I would play Saints with the plus point under 39.5. Take it as a parlay.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to get cute with it, that's really how you play. You just take that under and bet the team you want. Maybe hedge if you have to, but I don't know. Like under of the week, under 39.5. Bold statement, but I'm taking it.
All right, what we got next?
All right, here we go. It's the AFC North rivalry week, especially in our hometown. Baltimore Ravens laying 4.5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road in Pittsburgh. Steelers are a plus 172 home underdog. Ravens minus 205. The over-under is at 38 even. Has dropped from 39. All right. I think it's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think it's time to fight. It's about time.
Don't do it.
I learned my lesson last.
You're gonna regret it.
I learned my lesson. No, I learned my lesson last week with the Steelers. This could be the big donkey dick play of the week for Big Bucks Beta, folks.
Probably.
I know there are so many sharps who love the Steelers plus 4.5. Not me. I thought I was overreacting. I tried. I don't get it. I don't get it, folks. This Pittsburgh Steelers, they have to have the worst offense I have ever seen. This is coming from a Broncos fan, folks, who had to watch Nathaniel Hackett last season. I really want you to take that in. I watched the Nathaniel Hackett offense. I think they did more than this Pittsburgh Steelers team has done with Matt Canada. By the way, their starting tight end, Pat Freiermuth, out. Baltimore, and Mitch Trubisky, not starting. That's right, folks. Kenny Pickett, he's back in there.
Yeah.
Baltimore, let's be honest. I'll be real. They have not been great against Pittsburgh either. They've lost 5 of their last 6. They've been a disappointment in the AFC North as well. So, Money Mansmann, let's knock this out of the way. First point of order. Steelers and Tomlin, they're a home underdog. They're very good as home dogs. Yeah, they've lost 3 of their last 5 as such. They've only covered twice. They were games they won outright,
it's
but
not even it really is a donkey play from you, just because you should know. And I fell victim to it last year, so I guess you can't say you're a total donkey. Doesn't matter who the players are. Doesn't matter who the coaches are. Doesn't matter who's out. It doesn't matter what the record of the teams are. These teams just always play close games.
okay, so you're beating me
straight
to the point.
underdogs have covered in the series. The last 4 games, 3 points or fewer. Like,
I'm glad you said that. Money Mansmann, I'm glad you said that.
Listen.
I'm glad you said that. By the way, Steelers, they've lost 5 of their last 6 straight up. Or sorry, that was the Ravens. Steelers, last 7 times they were an underdog and that they've lost, they only covered once.
I don't know if they.
My point being, and also you said these divisional matchups, they play close. I'm going to play the points. Here's my problem. This is what pisses me off. You're 100% right. I'm not faulting you. 5 of the last 6 matchups have come in between this number. Looking at divisional matchups this year, 15-8 straight up, 15-6-2 ATS for the road teams in division matchups. And looking at these 2 teams and just straight up doing an eyeball test, I really do think the Ravens are beating the Steelers team. And I get it. The Ravens beat a backup quarterback with the Browns. They beat Joe Burrow when he wasn't 100%. So this, you it's natural to think this is the time to fade him. My problem is I don't think the Steelers team is winning. They don't win this matchup. And looking at the numbers, when they don't win as underdogs, they don't cover. The Ravens, I get it. You think this is this prime spot. You fade the Ravens. Let me just blindly take the Steelers because I'm getting 4.5. But if you actually watch these games, the Ravens play total fucking football. I'm not saying it's the best, They have an offense. The Steelers don't. I would say the Steelers have a defense, but I just saw what CJ Stroud did. Lamar Jackson could do the same shit. Like, let's be real. Come on. Like, and,
look,
and again,
99 out of 100 times, I would agree with you. Bro, I remember I did the same thing as you last year. Oh, it's Trevor Hunt or Tyler Huntley. I couldn't even pronounce his name.
And
right.
that's my point number 3. That's point number 3. This is not Tyler Huntley. This is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, 7-2 as a starter in division road games. Kenny Pickett, 2-1 at home. Guess what his 2 wins were? At home against Cleveland, which, by the way, Money Mansmann, we talked about it week 2. Steelers winning at home against Cleveland. What is that?
Flow chart game, on Monday night.
Thank you.
But bro,
you know what his other? Do you know what his other start was? It was Cincy. He lost.
Bro, I don't know, man. To bet against that trend is really, I mean, look, all power to you. Like I said, 99 out of 100 times I'd agree. But, I mean, these teams just always seem to play close. And Pittsburgh gets humiliated last week. Baltimore basically beat a team without a starting quarterback. You know.
No, the logic's there. Like, but my problem is every logic I've heard with, especially with the sharps out there on the podcast, all they're saying is the number. They're not talking about whether this team will win. And what they seem to forget is that, like, if the Steelers lose as an underdog, they don't cover.
I actually think the Steelers.
That was the big concern I had. If Steelers covered a lot as a dog, I'd be with you. But they don't. In fact, they have the opposite effect. And I just don't think the Steelers team's going to win.
I think the Steelers could win this game. I'm not predicting it. Like, again, this isn't my underdog of the week. It's not my dog of the week, but this is a big number for a Steelers-Ravens game. No, unfortunately.
See, and there's a better play I have later down the card where I'll get into that. This is why it wasn't a best bet, and also for the reasons you mentioned too. Like, I'll be fair. Yeah. Like, look, sometimes you have to be bold. Sometimes you have to look like a fucking donkey to look like a sharp. And this is my move. Like,
this would be a sharp play if the Ravens come in. I will give you that.
So we're going to see. You know what? And maybe to prove a point, I'm going to throw some money on the Ravens to
you're
cover.
Going to convince me not to play the Steelers just because I would agree with you. Like, I don't care what the numbers say. You look at these teams, but that was the old Jason. The new Jason who looks for underdogs. Like, I don't know.
Oh, no, no, I'll be fair. The 4.5, it's a cute number. It's a cute number for the Bucks who want to make money. And I feel like for the Steelers team, who's probably, like, I mean, I have the numbers on top. Maybe I could look that up real quick. Who's the public team right now?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Let's see.
Who's the Barney? Who is the Barney? 88% Baltimore.
Oh, fuck.
There really? Who's Barney Bester? Chug on the Ravens.
Oh, man. All right.
Oh, baby. Come on, baby. Can we get a 6? Can we get a 6 on the Steelers? That'd be good.
That's disgusting. That is disgusting.
I
can't.
Over, under. I mean,
under.
It's just so low. That's the only problem. But yeah, you can't go over with, especially these teams often play tight, close games.
Either you're right and these defenses show up and there's no scoring, or I'm right and it's a Baltimore blowout like the Texans where it's like 24 to 9.
Either one could be under. Yeah, either one could be under.
Either one's an under. That's my problem here. Okay, next game. All right, this one's an interesting one. We're into the 4 o'clock slate, folks.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's just try and churn through. Normally we take our break, but it's getting late. Let's just churn through.
No, let's keep going. Here we go. Cincinnati they're laying 3. Minus 168. Road favorite. Over-unders 44.5. The Cardinals, plus 142. Home underdog. Monty Mansmann, What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, this is my dog of the week.
Oh, baby.
This is my dog of the week. Now, caveat, not all the numbers are in my favor. Joe Burrow has won 5 straight against the NFC, I believe. But this line, this is not Joe Burrow. This is not the Cincinnati Bengals. They are horror awful. They're terrible. And if one thing Arizona could do well is run the ball, and Cincinnati has the second worst run defense in the league. So, by the way, make sure you load up on your James Conner props because I think he's going to have a big day.
DFS play, folks. DFS play.
I could see a lot of running in this game from Arizona, and this number, I'm sorry, like Arizona's playing hard. They're playing competitive. And this Cincinnati Bengals team, again, I could look stupid. This could be, talk about donkey play. I'm just not seeing it with the Bengals. Like I thought after the Rams game, they're back. They're not back. Joe Burrow looks terrible. I think this Cincinnati team is DOA. So, dog of the week, excuse me. Dog of the week. Arizona Cardinals.
Dog of the week for Money Mansmann. One more time. One more time for him. This is actually my fade of the week. I am fading the Bengals here.
How can you fade a team that was 28-3 though? That's so weird.
I really didn't know where else to put it.
Oh, okay.
Truth be told, because it was either this or fade the Sharps with Pittsburgh. But I mean, literally, I didn't know where else to put this fade of the week. So like, I faded a road favorite that shouldn't be a road favorite. That was my
okay. Fair enough.
I'm fading the non-conference road favorite, which is a typical Big Bucks beta play, by the way. And this isn't even a confident, like, I think the Cardinals are going to fucking beat the brakes off of the Bengals, even though the fucking Cardinals have won 4 of the last 5 head-to-head matchups against this team.
Sure.
Joe Burrow's injury is 100% real. Jonathan Gannon wanted killers. I think he got some killers. And by the way, 3-1 ATS despite the 1-3 record.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals team almost backdoored the cover last week against the Niners. If Zach Ertz didn't fucking drop the ball in the red zone and go through his hands, they would have got it. The Bengals, same 1-3 record. 3-1 ATS. I've heard some number geeks, and this is the hedge of what I'm about to say. I've heard some number geeks across a couple different platforms say that the Bengals might be the play here because the line movement has really moved in the wrong direction. The Bengals opened up, I think it was -6. You're now getting them at -3.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are the Bengals about to shock the world and come out like they have their last 2 games? Like nothing fucking happened?
I don't know if they have the ability to. If it was just a performance thing, but I just think Joe Burrow is hurt. I mean, he's just hurt. It's like Matthew Stafford last year. Like you said, Matthew Stafford isn't 100%. That's what this feels like.
This 100% feels like. And you could even say Burrow has won 5 straight against the NFC. Yeah, he's won 3 of his last 4 against the NFC on the road. True. Here's the difference. The Cardinals are at home this time around. The Cardinals are a weird team in the sense that, when they're at home, they've scored exactly 28. When they were on the road, they've scored exactly 16. Middling that is what? 22?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to lean on the Cardinals scoring at least 22 against a Bengals team who they've scored as many points on the road as the Giants have scored at home. I shit you not, 6 points. Joe Burrow has played like pure dog shit through this injury. Burrow has gone 22 straight drives without a passing touchdown. In those 22 drives, only one of them has resulted in a touchdown. That was from Joe Mixon. Look at these two teams. You have one team, same record, playing close, playing till the end of the game, covering games, not giving up. You have another fucking team who's getting blown out. They fucking suck. They're being overrated. Give me the fucking 3 points with the Cardinals. And that's why this is my fade of the week. Why? It's a straight up Chewbacca game. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Why are the Cardinals such a favorite? Money Mansmann, please tell me why.
Why? I'll tell you why. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It's a Chewbacca game. Why are the Bengals -3? I don't know, folks.
But it's Joe Burrow. It's Joe Burrow. That's why. But
Joe Burrow. Oh yeah. By the way, underplay under 44.5 for me.
I don't know. Now, mind you, Arizona's defense wasn't great.
Is Joe Burrow going to score more than 3 on the road?
I mean, that's the problem.
Is Joe Burrow going to score more than 3? Really?
Which is funny because it's an underplay, but I probably like Arizona over because I think this Cincinnati defense, they showed up in like one game for 3 halves and they can't stop the run worth of shit. Like, I think Arizona's going to run all over them.
Here's my one concern. I have one concern. Does Joe Burrow get pulled in the second half? If they start getting the brakes beaten off of them.
Bro, they have no backup though. Their backup's like Jake Browning or something. Like they got nothing.
Wait, it isn't Trevor Siemian?
Trevor Siemian's a New York Jet.
Oh Jesus Christ!
You might see him fucking this weekend if Zach Wilson sucks.
I mean, it's so bad, but like that's my one concern. Does Joe Burrow get benched in the second half because he really is hurt, and some backup comes in and gets enough points to hit the over on the team?
I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't be worried. They got nothing at backup quarterback, so you should be.
All right, if you bet it, I'll tell you.
You know me, over unders. I get flaky with those, but
it could be worse. All right, speaking of worse, all right, so we are back at 4.5. The LA Rams catching 4.5 at home as a home underdog, plus 168, over under 50.5. The Eagles are minus 200 road favorites. Money Mansmann. Don't look now. The LA Rams are the last undefeated team ATS. They're 3-0-1 ATS according to covers.com. However, if you've been watching the Distinguished DeGents, you will know this is either a 2-0-2, 2-1-1. It depends on where you caught the number at because that last Bengals game really fucked a lot of things up.
Yep.
Cooper Kupp officially is returning.
Oh, okay.
He is starting. Matthew Stafford, 4-1 straight up against the Eagles in his career. First time facing them with the Rams, though. Jason, here's the Jeopardy question of the week.
Yep.
I'll take for 2000. Is any of this relevant? The answer is no. Philly looked really rough last week. They came off an overtime win against the Commies. The Rams also came off an overtime win. Here's the difference. It was the Colts and a rookie quarterback. They're both traveling from the East Coast to the West Coast. Philly, 9-0 straight up, 4-5 ATS as road favorites. Eagles have covered 3 of their last 4 as such. Eagles did lose in 2020 to the Rams. Prior to that, they won 6 straight head-to-heads. That doesn't sound right, but
their number isn't great, but they're really good. I think they won like 11 straight as road favorites, like outright.
Oh, sorry. The Eagles lost in 2020 to the Rams, but the 6 games prior to that, the Eagles won 6 straight. That's probably how I should have worded it. But anyways, so Eagles have a good matchup against the Rams. If I'm picking a winner, I'm going Eagles because I just think they are better than the Rams. I think that's like a class. It's like a class differential where the Eagles with their coaching, with where their teams are right now, I just think that they're just one step ahead, and that's just going to make the difference. But if you think about the 4.5, it does seem relatively low, but I'm not fading Sean McVay as a home underdog here. I can't do it. 5-1 ATS since 2020. Matthew Stafford, he's very good against the Eagles, like I mentioned. This could be a very close game. It could be a closer game than we expect. And especially with Cooper Kupp coming back, I could see this being 24-21, 28-24, I think this is going to be a pretty good game. I can see why it's Fox's game of the week, but give me Rams plus 4.5, but the Eagles money line. I don't know if the Rams are good enough to beat the Eagles, but it's close.
Yeah. This is my Dumbo play of the week because I don't really have a good reason for it. I just have a feeling the Eagles are due for a loss. You ever have a game like that? Kind of feel the same as my Washington handicap, where it just sort of felt like the Bears were due. I don't know. The Eagles the past couple of weeks,
the Bears were a year overdue.
I mean, the Eagles, it seems like they're close to losing every game. And
the Eagles have looked rough lately.
It just scares me because they had, I don't know, sometimes these games are hard to predict because when you have a close call, do you play better the next week or do you actually get caught? I don't know, though. This Rams team, they had a big overtime win last week. I don't know. This game confuses me. I probably should be on the Eagles because the Rams, they won an overtime game on the road last week. They're coming home. The Eagles had a close call. They may be motivated to play better. But I just have a weird feeling that the Eagles are going to lose the game. I just see them losing.
I will say they look very hungover still from that Super Bowl loss.
Well, 4-0. I mean, they're winning.
Look at who they played, though.
Well, that's true, but they're winning. And are the Rams that good of a team? I don't know. I'm not sold on them. I don't know.
I'm not sold on the Rams either. What's your over-under play? The over-under right now is at 50.5, which, by the way, I do want to throw out there, it has jumped from a whole 49.5.
Oh, big move. Over. Defensive deficiencies on both sides. Definitely the Eagles, their passing defense. Well, we saw it at Washington. They could certainly give up some points. I expect this, like you said, to be a good game, high scoring, might be close, 28-24, 31-27, that sort of thing. So definitely high number, but would lean over on this one. Yeah. So
Cooper Kupp is in. This is an overplay. Eagles are 3-1 on the over this year. Rams are 4-2 on the over as home dogs in their last 6. So, I think the Rams are. Well, it's weird. You normally think one wide receiver is going to make that much of a difference, but Cooper Kupp alone could go for 100 yards in the tutty on the right day, and I think that's the difference when you have him versus a Puka Nakua or
essentially Puka's not necessarily going to go away. I mean, now they're going to have 2. So
it's crazy. Yeah, I could see both. I could see this offense going. Matthew Stafford, depending on the price, you might want to play him DFS, depending on how you want to build your lineup. But all right. Game number 3 on the 4:00 slate, 4:26 Eastern time. It's the Kansas City Chiefs laying 3.5 on the road, -190 road favorite against the Minnesota Vikings. Both these teams coming off of a win. The Vikings are a +158 home underdog. Over-under is 52.5. Money Mansmann. Chiefs looked really rough last week against a Zach Wilson. They're now getting Kirk Cousins and this fucking team. What the hell? What the hell do we make of this?
So this is scary, but you have to have a best bet on something, and this is my best bet for this week. Kansas City
This is
Chiefs.
your bet? This is your best bet?
It's scary, but here's the thing. I just think the line is way too low, and this is an overreaction from what we saw last week. The Jets are built to stop quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes. We talked about it. The Vikings haven't covered at home like 5 in a row. They haven't covered at home. I know the Chiefs, let's be honest. I mean, they could always sort of lay an egg, but I think they're, I just think there were a confluence of factors that made Sunday night like what it was. Mahomes threw a bunch of YOLO ball interceptions. Zach Wilson was basically playing for his NFL career. I don't judge the Chiefs that harshly, considering that they could have covered the game. Like Patrick Mahomes slid down on the 1 yard line. They could have covered the game. So, to me, this Vikings team, they beat Carolina by 8 at home last week. I'm not going to be all that. Oh, maybe it's as dogs. They haven't covered 5 straight as dogs at home. Because, that would make sense. To me, this should not be a 3-point spread. I think the number's too low. And I think Kansas City's going to win this game. I do. It's a numbers play for me, for the most part. 11, they've won 11 of 12. Kansas City first half, too. They're great as favorites in the first half. Kansas City, best bet. That's my play.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. By the way, folks, last game, Philly, LA Rams. I was thinking about it. I'm making it official. Overplay of the week, over 50.5 for me for Eagles and the Rams. I love that Cooper Kupp is coming back. They have Puka Nacua. I think the Eagles, they're going to at least get 25 or more, so they're going to get at least half of this score. So I am expecting more. So over of the week, Eagles, Rams. I think it's going to be a great game. Kansas City Chiefs. I've heard not a lot. I've heard a couple sharps try to be cute and take the Minnesota Vikings here. I think this is the game if you're a professional bettor. You look for a spot to fade Kansas City. You look for a spot to fade Patrick Mahomes. I think the sharp move is actually to fade Kirk Cousins. And take the
1 o'clock window, too.
Yeah, Chiefs tend to keep it close against NFC North teams. All 5 of their games against the Lions, the Vikings, and the Packers, if you go back to 2019, they ended in 6 or less, and we are catching 3.5, like you said. Prior to the Detroit loss, Mahomes and Andy Reid happened to have a stellar record against the NFC. They won 11 straight and went 9-2 ATS, covering 7 straight. The Chiefs won 6 in a row on the road against the NFC. Chiefs won 5 straight as road favorites, despite going 2-3 ATS in that span. You look at the Vikings, I see the argument, 7-3 straight up, 5-5 ATS though. In their last 10 against AFC opponents, they went 0-1 straight up as an underdog though in that 10-game span. Vikings have actually lost 4 of their last 5 straight up and ATS as home underdogs. They failed to cover 5 straight at home as underdogs. They've lost 3 in a row straight up. Do the eyeball test here as well, folks. Andy Reid literally coached Patrick Mahomes out of a bad game. He coached him out of the game he should have lost. Kevin Stefanski, he's fighting for his life. He barely made it out alive in Carolina. And he just tends to struggle in close games. Obviously, Chiefs money line here, folks, but Chiefs minus 3.5, I think, is the play. The only way you could even think about playing the Vikings here is in a teaser. You would have to, and only because it's gone in the wrong direction. It went from 4.5 to 3.5. The Vikes, but let's be honest, guys. Do you really want to tease Kirk Cousins? Do you really want to tease Kirk Cousins?
Not when he could
after all those red zone interceptions, after all those red zone turnovers. Do you really want to tease Kirk Cousins? I don't know how the Vikings are going to contain him. this isn't Bryce Young. Like, come on. Like, I'm not even halfway confident. Like, the Vikings won a game they should have won, and all of a sudden it's 3.5. Like, it's fucking absurd. And, by the way, the Jets defense finally showed up. Well, the Jets defense should have shown up for fucking weeks, but it seems like they just want to be very picky.
And I think it's weird. People forget that the Chiefs won the game.
By the way, and by the way, too, I mentioned this in our recap episode. Kansas City could have covered. They could have ran it into the end zone, kicked an extra point to get it to 10, and get the cover, and we would have a whole different conversation. But we're not.
3 turnovers, and they still won the game.
And that was my point. Like, Andy Reid could coach Patrick Mahomes back to a victory. That's just how good he is. Kevin Stefanski, I think we're learning he's a fraud. Chiefs minus 3.5. Money Mansmann. I'm going under 52.5 here. Only because of the Kirk Cousins specials. Only because Kansas City has not been that, as much as I've said, they've coached them into a win. I think Kansas City will win. I think they'll cover, but
in the words of Let's Talk Jets, Mr. Primetime, Zach Wilson had the game of his life, and the Jets only scored 20 points. 2 of those on defense. That's the whole point. Thinking about the over/under. Kansas City's defense isn't bad. Zach Wilson basically had the game of his life. The Jets got almost, you could say the penalties at the end, but for the most part, during the game, pretty much got all the breaks, all the turnovers, still held the Jets to, 20 points. Yeah, I like the under too, because I think Kirk Cousins could really struggle in this game.
All right. We got 3 games left. We'll attempt to go rapid fire, but good luck, God bless. All right, New York Jets laying 2. Sorry, they're taking 2.5 against the Denver Broncos in Mile High. Broncos are minus 136. Jets are plus 116. Over under 43.5.
Okay, buddy, your team. What do you got?
Nope. It's your turn. It's your turn.
Really? Oh my God.
No, you know what? Fuck this. I'll go.
Okay, good.
Money Management. What side of the bad beat do you want to take? Really, what side of the bad beat do you want to take?
I'm not sure.
Ignoring my frustrations from last week. Do you really want to bet on the Broncos as a favorite again?
I think, what have they failed to cover now? 10 straight against the AFC?
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I love my Broncos. I will always root for them to win. I'm a gambler. This is a gambling podcast. I cannot advertise these people to bet on the Broncos as a goddamn favorite. You can't do it. You can't do it, folks. What are you... This line has jumped so much. It's like people don't know what to do with this game. Here's the hint. If the Jets are 2.5 point road dogs, you take the 2.5. Come on, guys. Really? I don't even bet Broncos games anymore. I know better. Are you shitting me? 2.5? Are you shitting me, folks?
Bro, it is the Jets. It is the Jets, although maybe they're really good against the AFC West. I don't know. Do
you know that Zach Wilson is 2-2 ATS this season? 2-2 ATS. Zach Wilson. Do you know how many covers the Broncos have?
Doodle.
0. You're telling me Zach Wilson has more covers than Russell Wilson? And you're giving the Jets points. Guys, what are we doing?
2.5 for home field.
Really?
I mean, to be fair, only 27% of the bets are on Denver.
Oh, how much?
27%. 27% of idiots.
All right. Look, let's look at Zach Wilson's covers. A bad beat from Mahomes, who could have ran it in, slid, wade by to New York, and a punt return for a touchdown in week 1. In the Bills, like, arguably worst outings ever. And the Broncos still don't have any covers on the year.
Bro, you guys should have lost to the Bears.
Lucky.
You should have lost to the Bears. 28-7.
We literally came down from 21 to Justin Fields. A fumble return for 6 is the only reason we tied. God. Oh, not even because of the fumble return. It was because Matt Eberflus called a timeout on 4th and 1 after failing to draw the Broncos offsides. Could have kicked the field goal, goes for it anyways, and fucking fails. I mean, that's what it takes for the Broncos not to cover, just to win.
It's so weird because, like, to me, the Jets, you're right. Like, the Jets are the only play here, considering, like, normally when a team wins a game like Denver does, they fucking fall flat on their face the next week. They have that big emotional win, and then they get their doors blown off. And especially the Jets in a game where, like, you could argue they were the better team and should have won. Like, the only thing that scares me from playing this game is that it's the Jets. And, like, the most Jets thing to do would be they go real aggressive on primetime when they have nothing to lose. And then this is a game they're expected to win, and they go run, 3rd and long pass, and then punt, like, every 5 minutes.
I'm not going to lie, Money Management. I might just show up at your house. I might just show up. And we're going to put on Let's Talk Jets Radio because, by the way, shout out. If you guys are followers, you need to follow Let's Talk Jets Radio. We are big fans of them. I hope to get on their show one day with us, but let's just be real. These guys they're one of our inspirations for us doing the show. Like,
they're fun Jets fans, like long suffering, but honest, honest.
They've been through the struggle.
Like yeah, like they give their team shit like we do. So no, but yeah,
the goddamn Jets. I mean, really, like 2.5. Really. This is what pisses me off. They make it like it's supposed to be a close game. And we all know it's not going to be a close game. They couldn't just make this easy and make it like a 5-point spread like they fucking did in, the goddamn Baltimore-Pittsburgh game. Even though I took a crazy side. Not the point. I don't know. Like, I know Denver's overdue to cover as a home favorite, but I don't see. It's hard for me to see it. I can't do it. I really can't. I can't tell these people this is the spot you take the Broncos.
No, I can't. After like last week, it's Jets or nothing, and probably gonna be nothing for me.
Oh, by the way, Zach Wilson in October, 5 road games against non-divisional AFC opponents, 4-1 straight up.
Oh, baby.
Denver, 5 straight games they failed to cover as favorites. 10 straight as favorites against the AFC they failed to cover.
Yep. By the way, underplay for me, especially because I could see the Jets getting to I could see this being a tight game and the Jets really taking the air out of the ball. Everything. Oh, it's especially too. This is the Nathaniel Hackett revenge game. Remember early in the year when Sean Payton was like Nathaniel Hackett was. Oh my God, bro! There might not be enough liquor in the world to get you through this game.
So should you come here? Like
maybe I should go there. Or I'll have a hole in the wall again.
Oh yeah,
We'll figure it out.
I had the over, but now that I think about it, this is I think you're right. I think this is going to be an underplay. Nathaniel Hackett does know this Denver team, so I think there will be ways to shut that offense down. I mean, Zach Wilson still sucks. I mean, 20 points against the Chiefs. I mean, Jared Goff did that in a weird spot, but like didn't really outperform it. I can see this being under.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
We'll rapid fire the last two games.
Yeah, I think we should. Sunday night, Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers. Niners are 3.5-point home favorites, minus 184. Cowboys are plus 154, over under 45. Monty Mansmann, I have yet to give you my best bet of the week. Oh, sorry, Cowboys fans. Look away. Doing? Look away. Cowboys just came off a big blowout win against the Pats, and you're riding into San Francisco. You're only catching 3.5. I don't think it makes sense for that number. Niners are getting their hardest competition. That's true. Brock Purdy undefeated in the regular season with the Niners. Niners just got their defense better with Randy Gregory. Sorry, Denver. And one more time, Niners have won 15 straight as home favorites. They've covered 14-1. Cowboys have lost 2 straight as road underdogs. They're 4-4 straight up as such since 2021. I'm not taking a 50% chance on the Dallas Cowboys here. There's only one trend I'm really scared about. 8 straight games the road team has won on Sunday Night Football. I think that trend has to die. I don't see a better spot where it's going to happen. San Francisco is known to kill trends. So give me the fucking San Francisco 49ers. Minus 3.5 best bet because this is the best I'm going to get them all year.
See, I don't like it because it seems like this is one of the few games on their schedule that they might lose. The numbers make sense, though. Like you said, that the Niners are so good against the NFC. I was even thinking, like, is this a spot where the Niners might lose? Because Dallas has actually had success against the Niners on the road. I think they've won 4 or 5 straight against the Niners on the road, but I couldn't get there. The Niners are the play. Christian McCaffrey should have a day because that's where the weakness in the Dallas defense is. So,
yep.
Endorse.
Yep. All right. And over under, I'm taking the under 45 here. That number has hit a lot in this rivalry, but I think this is going to be a game where Dak Prescott kind of gets shut down. Like I said, this Niners defense is for fucking real. Tony Pollard has not been a RB1 as of late. He has not been putting up big numbers. I think this Niners team is going to shut Dallas down. And Brock Purdy is just known for getting 28 in the game managing. So,
see,
not a big lean, but lean under.
I lean over because I think the Niners are going to score quite a bit, and I could see this being a little bit of a closer type game. So I lean to the over, but don't really have a good feeling on it. Really only a game I'm going to bet because there'll probably be promos on it. I generally, as you know, I tend not to like the games between two good teams just because, if I'm going to win with the Niners 14 times in the year, why do I want to bet like one of the 3 games they could lose? But
just want to let you know, 3 of the last 4 Sunday Night Football games have all hit the under.
Gotcha. Okay. And then
gotcha. All right. We're going to fight about this one. Monday Night Football, Green Bay Packers traveling to the Las Vegas Raiders. They're now taking 1.5 plus 114. The Raiders minus 1.5, minus 134 home favorites. Jimmy Garoppolo is returning off the concussion, folks. Over under 44.5. Money Mansmann, Monday Night Football. I've had some pretty good luck, so I'm hoping you're on the right side of this on my end. But what's your take?
I think you have to look at the trend line. Raiders 5 straight losses as favorites against the NFC. And Green Bay, I think they've won 6 straight on Monday Night Football. So with that, in a primetime spot, I tend to favor Green Bay. They got embarrassed at home against the Lions last week. They've had 10 days to prepare for this. Vegas doesn't really scare me as a home field. Again, expecting a closer type game. I'm not saying I expect Green Bay to blow it out, but I think I'm going to lean. Yeah, I think I'll go with Green Bay in this one. I'm not a big fan of the Raiders, in case you couldn't tell. I don't know what they're doing with their quarterback situation. So, Josh Jacobs may have a day though. Green Bay certainly struggled against the run last week, but yeah, I'll go with Green Bay in this one, taking the point. Maybe a teaser play. Oh, what was that you played?
Yeah, that's your donkey play.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Okay, so no, I'm fucking with you. Here's what I normally would say. Normally, give me the Raiders. Jimmy G is back, but the stats are 1,000% against me on that. Raiders 3-7 straight up, 4-6 ATS in their last 10 matchups against NFC teams. Raiders have not beaten the Packers in 8 straight since 1990.
Jesus Christ.
Jordan Love going back on the road, which stat-wise, by the way, he's really good on the road. 6 touchdowns, no picks. Compared to at home, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Green Bay, Monday Night Football, big stat. 9-1 straight up, 6-4 ATS in their last 10. 6 straight wins, 4 straight covers. By the way, those were all with Aaron Rodgers, so
that's true. Some of those stats, yeah. That's true.
Why you should take the Raiders. Raiders are 2-0 at home on Monday Night Football. They've won 4 in a row at home on Monday Night Football in their franchise history. Jimmy G, great competitive edge on Monday night, 3-1 straight up. Home underdogs, 2-1 ATS on Monday Night Football. And they all have different quarterbacks, so let's just throw all that in the trash. Minus the Bills game, the Raiders have been playing very close to their competition. Green Bay should be 1-3 straight up right now, but the Saints literally blew a 17-point lead. I just saw him on Thursday Night Football. I did lose money on him, yes, but he reminded me why he wasn't the guy to take over for Aaron Rodgers earlier and why he's taking over now in a really weird situation. Yeah, now here's what I am going to say. Because normally, folks, I would say, take the Raiders. Not only did I lose the last time I took this handicap saying bet the Raiders when it was the Chargers +7, which did push. I'll be fair. It pushed. Am I really going to be dumb enough to back Josh McDaniels and Mark Davis? Not only running a dumpster fire of a fucking organization into the ground, fighting your own fucking fans in the stands.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, you have 100+ people yelling at you. Your head coach sucks. Fire him. Your response, which, hey, I'm not an NFL owner. Maybe you want to defend your employee. Maybe it looks good. You're telling your own fans to use their heads. Hey, Mark, guess what, dipshit? They're fucking Raiders fans. They don't use their heads. Surprise. Surprise, motherfucker. They don't use their heads. And by the way, I'm not even a Raiders fan. I'm a Broncos fan. But Money Mansmann, you can use your head. You have eyes. Josh McDaniels sucks.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's not good.
Let me blame my 4th-round rookie quarterback for fucking losing the game against the Chargers. Stupid
What a fucking loser mentality this goddamn coach has. I know Raiders fans are dimwits. Come the fuck on. But if the whole world is looking at you and saying, hey, this guy sucks, you should
run
fire
back
him.
to Belichick and all these good stuff.
Use your head. Use your head, man. Hey, Mark, how about you use some accountability? How about some fucking,
You know what? This is what we're going to do. Mark Davis, you get the inaugural Evan Neal Award for insulting fans. We're going to do that now. Inaugural Evan Neal Award.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. The inaugural Evan Neal. I love that. No, use your head. I don't have accountability. I'm just an owner. Hey, get your bowl cut bitch haircut the fuck out of this NFL. Fuck this handicap supporting the Raiders. Go Pack, go. Packers +1.
There we go, baby. Woo!
Give me that shit. Give me that shit. No, Packers all the way. I
Go,
can't.
Pack, go.
Go, Pack, go.
Go.
All right,
Go.
Money Mansmann, let's end this shit because we're already almost 2 hours up for a fucking 13 game slate. But I will say we gave a lot of info out. So, Money Mansmann, give me your dog of the week, give me your fade of the week, your over-under of the week, and then give me your best.
Yeah, so I'll give you my best plays. Kansas City -3.5, best bet. Dog of the week, Arizona +3. Over under play of the week was over in the Dolphins Giants game, and that's actually where my fourth play is. I didn't do a fade of the week, but I'm going to give my first half play Dolphins -7.5 first half.
Fucking endorse every single one of those plays. Dog of the week for me, Houston +1.5, +110 on the money line. Under of the week, under 39.5 for New Orleans, New England. Fade of the week, Arizona +3. We're going to fade the Bengals as a road favorite, a non-conference road favorite at that. Over of the week, over 50.5 for the Eagles-Rams game. Best bet, San Francisco -3.5 against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. So not a lot of fighting, which is always good.
Well, I thought we would fight more about the Ravens Steelers, which we kind of did, but
yeah, that's true.
All right. Money Mansmann, any final comments? Any other best bets you want to throw out there before we sign off? I do have a couple. I have a few before I want to throw out.
James Conner and the who were the running backs? James Conner rushing props over. And there was another team I said that the other team has no run defense and to play the running backs. And I forgot who the fuck it was. God damn it.
Was it New England?
No, it was.
So you said James Conner. Oh, man. Who was it?
Oh, man.
This is how you know we're fucking blazed, folks. Was it the Jets?
It might have been Detroit, actually. It might have been the Detroit running back again. Oh, yeah. Detroit running backs against the Panthers, another bad rushing team.
There you go.
Detroit running back, James Conner, rushing prop.
All right. Top 3 prop plays for you folks that I'll throw out there. I might throw some out later in the week now that overtime is not a thing. Carolina under 16.5 points up against the Detroit Lions. Miami -7.5 on the first half. And we're going to do a same game parlay here. Buffalo to win. Jacksonville Buffalo game under 48.5. You can get that at +170 as a parlay special on FanDuel.
All right.
All right.
Well, other than that,
all righty, folks. Thank you for joining us at the Distinguished DeGents. Make sure you check out my brother, producer John, at the Harbor Discussions. Money Mansmann, I will be over there to harass you on Football Sunday. We will be sure to check you on Tuesday for the Week 5 recap. As always, folks, go win your motherfucking
money. Peace out.
Peace out.